And that one falls for Marc Gasol. And last season for Marc Gasol, a bit of a downturn with his numbers.
Yeah, his rebounding fell off a bit, as did his shooting percentages. We'll see how he bounces back this season.
Gasol drops 2.
You know, Portland has a new GM as of 2012, and we've seen not just changes with the team roster, which you would expect, but really an overhaul of team operations as well. New scouting tools, a new strength and training staff, and a remodeling of the practice facility.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Conley gets to Gasol. Outside, Green. Lee outside. Conley, the pass to Randall. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And for the Blazers, injuries have been such a problem over the years. With the new training staff, perhaps a more proactive approach to prevent injuries. Even things like nutrition. During flights, they used to offer cookies and ice cream bar. Now it's chicken and brown rice.
And there'd been talk that LaMarcus Aldridge was unhappy in Portland. But he has changed his tune.
And for him, Kevin, it seems as though winning is the main thing. But the Blazers also created a players-first culture. You know, players are your best recruiters, quite honestly. And word gets around. If guys are happy, then that helps them talk about their experience. Teams now have to look at the whole picture and trying to keep players content so they perform at their highest level.
And that one falls for Mike Conley. When you get a team that can play defense like the Grizz and put them in front of a friendly crowd, they can be pretty scary.
They really do tend to feed off of each other, the team and this crowd. It's a big part of why the Grizzlies have been so tough at home for so long.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
And for the Grizzlies last year, very tough at home because of that defense. 27 wins here.
Here is Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Batum dishes to Lillard. Pass to Aflalo. And there's the feed to Batum. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And yes, sir, that one drops. And that's 11 points for Damian Lillard.
And the Grizzlies might not be the best team in the West, but they are the team that nobody wants to play because of how good their defense is and how well they play in this building.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, Robin Lopez has always been just a little bit different. He feels at home in Portland, where the city slogan says, "Keep Portland weird." Coach Stott said there aren't too many towns that have that slogan. Portland's a perfect fit for him and vice versa. Lopez definitely marches to the beat of his own drum, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Lopez always a bit of an eccentric, but the Blazers love his impact on the court.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
And so here's Memphis, leading by 5. Outside Conley. Leonard against Randolph. At the elbow, Lee. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. From deep, Green. Trailblazers trail by 5. Pushing it up. Here's Batum. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Batum's got 8.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed. And another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep our eyes on. Mike Conley, a lightning-quick lefty, has never been an all-star, but certainly in the conversation as a two-way player who's been a cornerstone for the Memphis Grizzlies.
The first one falls. And for Conley, drafted 4th overall after one season at Ohio State, he's gotten better and better, Clark, with each passing season in the NBA.
And that's testament to his work ethic and his approach to getting better. Last season was his best yet, up to scoring while maintaining his efficiency. And I think he continues to have much better basketball ahead of him.
And the free throws are starting to pile up a little bit here, more so than in the first quarter.
And that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
McCollum kicks to Leonard. Stolen by Conley. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
Well, he was an excellent foul shooter a season ago at about 82%.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
And that one falls for Mike Conley.
Well, the former Buckeye Conley has been great.
He has 12 points and 2 steals. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Well, it's a good example, Clark, of how you set the table for the rest of your teammates. He's really brought focus and energy to this game.
5 on the clock. Cullen passes to Lopez. And Leonard gets it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Outside Conley. Lee outside. It's tipped. And now Portland on the break. Flalo's running. There's the pass to McCollum. Doubled by Lee. Flalo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You can look at a number of areas where the Blazers improved last season. Really an outstanding year all the way around. But one area they still had trouble with was their depth. That's an area they'll look to shore up going forward.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Steve, depth definitely something Portland didn't feel comfortable with last year. Last in the league in bench minutes played.
And by a wide margin. I mean, not surprisingly when they were, also last in bench scoring. Hard to tell the other, but, certainly they didn't feel as comfortable as they could have, with heavy minutes from their reserves.
The first free throw is good. It was a little strange to see a coaching change for the Grizzlies last year after they were a playoff team, but it worked out for them.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well. I thought Lionel Hollins did a terrific job. A lot of people questioned what they were thinking making that switch, but they were able to keep the momentum going after losing Gasol for a segment of the season due to a knee injury.
And he can't hit the second.
And for the Grizzlies, changing their head coach prior to last season, a big risk, but they needed to do something, they felt, and it worked out well for them.
Well, with Memphis, when you change coaches, particularly after a playoff run, it doesn't always work out in your favor. Denver found that out last year, but things went well for the Grizzlies even after a slow start.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. You talk about players who either love or hate contact. Randolph, I think, is in his element, Clark, leaning on people. He likes to feel other bodies.
Yeah, they love Zebo, they call him, don't they? He
Yes,
can get busy. Boy, I love watching him go to work. You know, he likes to be in the middle of contact. He gets to the rim whenever you lose contact if you're guarding him, and he's not the most explosive guy, but it just points out, Kevin, you can be highly skilled and a really good basketball player and not be a off-the-charts athlete.
He wears on his opponent,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of attrition.
I think he created that phrase, what was it, grit and grind? Grit and grind for the Grizzlies?
You're right.
And that's how he plays.
Yeah. And the wide open shot from Green. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second. Randolph never really an above-the-rim player, but with his combination of strength and skill, he remains effective. Deft touch with that left hand.
That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 5 assists in the game.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The dish to Aflalo. McCollum kicks to Batum. Plenty of space. 6 on the shot clock. Lee with the ball. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Aflalo. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Grizzlies have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And the first one drops. Good on both.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
And so we wrap up the first half. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 10. We've got more in store for you right after this. The second half just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Memphis. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Conley and Lee, they're the backcourt. And it's Green in at the small forward. Here's Batum. Mike Conley grabs the miss. Conley's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Batum brings the double team. And it's Randolph slamming it down.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
On the wing of Flello, covered by Lee. Just 5 on the clock. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
You look at how the Blazers played last year, and there was just so much motion in their offense, not just on transition, but also in the half court. I think that's in large part why they got so much better.
And that running around in constant motion, Clark, a big reason why the Blazers scored in bunches.
Yeah, it can wear teams out. I mean, ball movement, player movement are two of the hardest things to deal with.